Well, hello there, folks. Jay Barino here, continuing StarCraft Mass Recall. StarCraft Brood War Remake and StarCraft 2. Fury of the Swarm. Island map. Overlord drop map. Not my favorite. Not a big fan of island drops, but hey, we gotta do it. I struggled with this map a little bit the last time I played it in version 5. I think Irradiate is really what killed me. Clumped up a bunch of Mutalisks. I think I'm gonna try the same thing again, though.
My queen, our scouts have just discovered a massive wave of Zerg in high orbit. Hundreds of Zerg have landed upon Tarsonis and are even now approaching our location. A number of our outposts are already under attack by the renegade swarm.
So the UED is testing out the control of their pet overmind. I had hoped to lay low after we raised Korhal, but it seems the UED is intent on forcing my hand.
Shall I rally your forces, my queen?
Yes, we've got to defend our remaining outposts and make sure that the renegades can't gain a foothold in our immediate vicinity. Once we've secured our perimeter, we'll begin to take the fight to their hive clusters.
Right, so there's two ways to play this. You retake your outlying bases that are about to go down right at the beginning, which I might have to do just for the gas income anyway, and then do a massive ground push from one of the sides. Tarsonis City near Kerrigan's hive clusters. Tarsonis. Or we mass a big clump of Mutalisks, not let them all die to Irradiate like last time we played, and win that way by sniping the UED scientists. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some drones, and then I'm gonna grab my overlords, my outlying overlords, and try to get them into my base. We can save these overlords. That's money that we can hold on to later. These guys are on the high ground, so let's just rally them over here, and then in. And yeah, that's 4 overlords saved. Meanwhile, let's just keep making drones and saturate our gas. We're gonna be short on gas this entire mission. Now, the enemy attacks are very relentless, and sometimes they'll hit us with Nidus Worms. I feel like missions 3 and 4 are pretty tough. Mission 5 is just a mild breather, because lurkers are just fantastic in that specific mission. And then this map is a big step up. So I think this, and then the next mission, obviously, to slay the beast, are monstrous missions. This one, I feel like I could play legit, but it would take very long compared to... Oh, I left an overlord. Maybe I can save this guy too. Compared to just making Mutalisks and sniping the objectives. We'll see if I can do that. I'm not sure. This overlord probably is not going to make it. I'm not really counting on it. So how do I want to do this? I think I need an evolution chamber immediately to at least start getting some spore colonies out. And we're going to need to get lurkers very quickly as well, just to defend our initial island. And we're going to need lurkers, basically, if we want to move out and retake these bases, because the enemy will rebuild, or not rebuild, they would just build at these bases. It was our base, they're going to take them. This base doesn't have a gas geyser, or if it does, I can't see it if it's in the fog back here or something. So I'm theoretically going to try to take these, and then just camp a bunch of lurkers in this little choke point. If we want to push out and do that, I would definitely need a Nidus Canal to even think about doing something like that. And we're going to need a mobile force of Mutalisks if we want to be able to take out Guardians that are going to be coming soon too. So really just starting to get a small group of Mutalisks from the beginning is going to be a great idea. Again, that's why I've really been focusing on exclusively getting gas mined right from the get-go. I could even put another drone on this if I want to go a little overboard. Either way, we're just going to start making more and more colonies. It's going to be worthwhile, and then we're going to need some lurkers. Let's get a Hydralisk Den. Decent start. We actually saved all those overlords, so that's a lot of money saved. And I don't know where they're going to try to drop on us. It could be anywhere. I think down here and in this middle section, so we're just going to need a lot of anti-everything, really. To be honest, anti-everything. You're going to be Sunken Colony.
We have located a small Terran facility towards the rear of the Renegade's landing zone. There appears to be a number of UED scientists working within the compound, but we are unable to determine the purpose of their presence.
I know what they're up to. I suspected that the UED's control of the Overmind was tenuous. Tarsonis is too remote for them to maintain direct control over the swarms, so they've sent these scientists to coordinate their attack.
Cerebrate, focus your attacks against the Terran facility. All of the UED scientists must be killed. Only then will we be able to finish off these renegade Zerg.
Alright, double built the Hydra Den. Whoops. Okay, well, maybe this one up here will get destroyed at some point, and it won't be all wasted. So I'm making a line of spore colonies along the top edge up here, and even Duran says, focus the Terran facility. So honestly, I don't even think we necessarily should be trying... I don't even think we should necessarily be trying to actually take the other Zerg bases. I mean, the outlying ones, yes, but their main Zerg bases, I think we just ignore. I'm really disappointed with myself with the Hydralisk Den here, the extra Hydralisk Den. Alright, that's okay. That's all right. We're definitely going to need pneumatize and that kind of stuff. Okay, already Guardians coming in. Make more spore colonies. And probably even more. Hydralisks. No grooved spines, unfortunately, is really killer. Gonna have to just make more Hydralisks. I could also try for Defilers to be a really good option. Instead, I'm just gonna start making Mutalisks now. I think the sooner we can get Mutalisks with some upgraded attacks, attack damage, we'll be in really, really good shape. StarCraft 1 Mutalisks are terribly good and will help a boatload. Meanwhile, with some extra gas that I have, we're waiting for Lurker aspect. We're going to turn these Hydralisks into Lurkers and make more Lurkers. We're going to need at least 3 to 4 Lurkers when we want to come over and take these bases. We're going to need a force, a decent-sized force to do that in the first place. And then also the Lurkers there to be able to set up defense while we try to hold on to it. That's the hardest part. Taking the bases isn't bad. You get a Nidus Canal and a couple Overlords filled with Hydralisks. We can take those bases, but it's just once the Zerg catch wind of it, they get really mad. And they say no. And then they try to kill you immediately after. So we're going to burrow our Lurkers right here. That should be in a good spot. And I think I want grooved spines. Turn these into spore colonies. We have a mobile group of Mutalisks, soon to get more. I think I'm going to just go ahead and grab 4 more right away. The faster we can get a big old group of Mutalisks, the safer I'll feel. In fact, like, anytime we're getting attacked, we just immediately react with Mutalisks. The bounce will help kill the stuff that's getting dropped in. It'll kill the Overlords. That's going to force the enemy to remake Overlords, and hopefully it will just help a bundle. And again, one of the coolest things is on this map, the enemy will drop, or they'll try to spawn Nidus Swarms in your base. One of the really cool mechanics that we'd only see in Mass Recall. The AI would not do that in the original game. Very, very cool. So here's the thing. We need a Queen's Nest to get a Hive. And can I see the Lurker? No, I can't. We need a Queen's Nest to get a Hive. Oh, okay. No, I can't. Can I see the Lurker? I think I already killed it. All right, we need to camp this guy out right here. Queen's Nest to get a Hive to get basic upgrades. Or we get Overlord upgrades and try to take other bases right away. Or we just turtle on this island, we gather as much gas as possible, and try to win that way. Now, I don't know. I realistically have no idea how I want to play this. It's just saving up that gas is quite expensive. I am going to go for the Hive. I've made my decision. I'm going to go for the Hive. Reason being is that way I can get, at least I can get a Nidus Canal. I feel like it's a safe bet. I can get some Guardians or Devourers if I want. We can get Devourers this mission. Probably won't be making too many, but I could. Okay, we got to get our Mutalisks in here to clean up the Guardians. We're just going to be bleeding spore colonies, but in the long run, that's really not the worst thing on the planet as long as we have the Mutalisks ready to go. And in advance, we can just start setting up some backup spore colonies. Okay, Queen's Nest is almost done. Gonna stockpile a little bit of gas here, because I want to get that Hive right away. Once the hive's done, probably going to get Overlord upgrades and go for these bottom bases. The extra gas will be semi-invaluable. I think it's going to be pretty invaluable. The question is, I don't remember if the enemy tries to drop on us over here or not. Like from this base, if they're going to float Overlords over and try to retake this base. I don't know. Basically, we have to drop here, secure this base, burrow the lurkers, get some more units over through the Nidus Canal, push across into this base. And I'm assuming they have lurkers as well, so straight Hydralisk is probably going to be the way to go. Mutalisks, just tons of Mutalisks. If I make that Mutalisk flock, that may be all we realistically need as well. So, I mean, if we make a bunch of Mutalisks, it's sort of like the Victory Fleet back from Trial of Tassadar is a great example. You're on one base, and you just got to force out as many units as possible. You just got to try to get out as many units as humanly possible, as fast as possible, and you just have to win with that group. The extra bases you take are just sort of fluff that will allow you to reinforce it and finish the win, but you really just need those initial units, in this case, Mutalisks. All right, we already have 14. That's not bad. Okay, let's get. Might as well bring Mutalisks over here to support these units. Okay, is the hive done? It is. So I'm going to get pneumatized, and then maybe drops. I don't know. Yeah, they're trying to drop here. This is working out for me. It seems like sometimes they drop right on top of us. Sometimes they come from the front. And then I've got lurkers for both situations, so this is working out very well. I could start Carapace, or I could just wait for Flyer Attacks level 3. Both very tempting, both very expensive. I think I'm just going to get more units. Like, you just can't beat getting more stuff. And as long as these attacks aren't realistically doing much damage to us, because we're shooing them away. Because we're shooing them away with Mutalisks and we have the colonies with the lurkers set up. So I think we're very safe, but again, we will run out of money relatively soon. I'm going to go ahead and set up a Nidus Canal with the anticipation of attacking and getting some drones through it. Probably just going to use the Mutalisks to do the actual attack. We can just make Zerglings with our extra larva at this point. How many Mutalisks would I need to finish the mission? Probably at least double this. At least. Probably a lot more. There are UED units in here that are specialist units. Again, something I think that's only in the mass recall version of this. Where they're like mercenary Terran units. Like the Marines have 70 health. I don't know how much more damage they do, but they're just better. So what I can do is move over with the Mutalisks, attack. Probably another air attack. These consistent air attacks frighten me. Without a doubt, these are challenging to deal with. Might want to go and try to poke in and take a base. Just do a quick save to see if we can do it. Okay, and I'm just gonna remake these colonies every time they get destroyed with the extra money that I have. So I'm gonna quick save, and what I'd like to do is just peek into one of these bases to see what's going on. Because if we can spawn a Nidus Canal over here, you know what I need though? I probably need to make lurkers in advance that I can send through burrow. They'll help us clean out the enemy base. And we need to set them up because the enemy ground attacks will be coming back immediately in full force. We definitely have enough money, though, that as long as we get the drones over there, they'll be able to set up a base. 16 Mutalisks isn't bad, and they're going to have +3 attack. I may want to wait. This 400 gas is the most we can realistically spend outside of Mutalisks and upgrades, I personally think. The thing is, the second we start attacking this base, I think brown is down here and orange is at the top. One of them is going to react immediately, and it's going to be challenging to deal with. Okay, let's get these guys down here. Okay, we're still going to need at least one spore colony over here to defend against random brown Mutalisk attacks. Looks like brown focuses on ground attacks, orange focuses on air attacks, which is good because this is where the lurkers are. I think I'm going to need to leave these lurkers here for now. Okay, this is good. 3 lurkers is probably good. Okay, just want to make sure. Maybe I should wait for +3. I'm going to queue up +1 Carapace, though. Let's quick save and just go and see what this looks like over here. Spore colonies. Multiple spore colonies. Okay, 1 Mutalisk down. 2 Mutalisks down. The AI sniped me. Okay, this looks good. And then this is going to be a spore colony. And what I would like to do is set up a Nidus Canal. Actually, what we have to do, we have to kill the sunken colony first. Okay, Nidus Canal, let's set you up right there. They're going to try to rebuild all these colonies. That's about what I would expect. And I'm going to send some drones through. And lurkers. And zerglings. Go on through, buddies. And unload. Drones first would have been preferable, but that's fine. Ah! Okay. Okay. That's what I should have been ready for. I got pneumatized, right? Let's get an overlord over there. Meanwhile, more zerglings, and let's make mutalisks and leave them at home. We need more overlords. Mutalisks, my normal mutalisks have to get up here immediately. Help getting rid of this. Devour is coming through, though. Do frighten me. Double. Yeah, okay, so my mutalisks need to be in multiple places at once. Okay, that's cleaned up. Let's send these guys back. All those Zerglings died. We can remake them. Let's make some more mutalisks. And there's the overlords. Okay, come on down here. We just have to kill... these lurkers. Set up a hatchery. Set up some lurkers, and then I'm probably going to go and try to take the next base. Let's go ahead and set these up right here while we wait. Probably set up 2 hatcheries back here. And a gas, and a creep colony. Right there, if you can get there before the creep recedes. Good, good, good. Okay, and then we've got +1 coming out. But I would like her just hydralisks at home, just in case. And with my extra drones, I'm just going to keep remaking these spore colonies. Very good. Okay, as you can see, these are the types of attacks that we now have to be prepared for. Tons and tons of ultralisks. And let's go ahead and move up. This is what I was talking about, though, and why we need to make lurkers constantly. Okay, let's just make this a spore colony in case. And what I can do now on the back end of that is attack this base. Okay, let's get on in here. +3 attack. Gonna help a bundle. Okay, they've got 1 Zergling running in. Let's get this guy up here. We can start making some hydralisks. And then drones go through the Nidus, and we're going to set you up in our new base. Okay, good, good, good. Antenna would probably be quite helpful. Now, really all we need to do is set up defense in this little area. So that's the plan. Hatchery's gone. Let's get rid of the colonies, and then we can move up with these hydralisks that will be lurkers soon enough. Unload the drones. Give me gas. Meanwhile, mutalisks need to get up here. Just can never stop being active with these mutalisks at this point. Just can never stop. Spore and spore. And we can't let them peck away at our infrastructure. Okay, now let's make more mutalisks. Let's get +2 carapace. Can't afford it. Okay, now we really need to make sure that this base stays up. If another large brown attack comes, we're going to be in major trouble. Losing 1 lurker is actually quite hurtful at this point. Drones, mine. You guys make drones to mine. Okay, and then let's clean this base up. And we'll move up with the lurkers soon enough. As you can see, they've remade colonies. I feel like we're just always on the back foot here when it comes to keeping this base, trying to hold on to this base. Okay, so let's grab these lurkers that I made, move them up here. And let's wait for 300 and take this base as soon as possible. Oh, there's lurkers here. I think I lost my overlord that was over here. Let's go ahead and grab another one. Come on down here, friend. They can't see me. I can't see them. This is mining away, which is good. Let's just wait for that Overlord to come. I mean, I can't really afford to wait. I gotta at least try to set this up right away. Overlords? Overlords? There we go. Possible large attack coming in. I really can't tell. Let's get an Overlord up here and here. Hold position. Hold position, and then we got our Mutalisk Flock ready to react somewhere else. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do is now our island is a lower priority. Now we need to really focus on making a ton of defense over here. So what I'm going to do is get a lot more Hydralisks for lurkers in this middle area, because again, they keep trying to push in with these small attacks. Meanwhile, there's going to be a large brown attack that's going to come. Orange is going to continue coming as well. So it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. On the plus side, we have a lot of gas, so we just need to get Hydralisks turned into lurkers and set up here for this defense with a couple spore colonies, or sunken colonies rather, maybe 1 or 2 spore colonies. I'll feel very safe. I'm going to quick save now, and hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong in this brief moment of time. Okay. And I don't have enough money for Overlords. Okay. Well, this is our only mining base right now, which is horrifying. Okay, well, apparently we need Overlords. That's our main jam. All right, so let's get our Mutalisks up here to defend against this huge air attack again. Hydralisks, do your best. As long as brown doesn't attack me right now, I would be fine. Okay, and then let's... we're waiting for Overlords still. There we go, and then we have to saturate this base as soon as possible. Mutalisks do their thing, but we don't have money to reinforce that spore colony. Let's go ahead and get our Mutalisks down here again. This is super important that we hold on to this base. Absolutely critical that this base is retained. Overlords up here on hold position. Mutalisk Flock. This base is in good shape. Mining away. Let's just keep making Overlords, and I think Overlords at this base just constantly going to die, so as long as we react to each one of those orange attacks, as long as we keep reacting to each one of those orange attacks, we're in really, really good shape. We also have a lot of gas stockpile that I could make a lot of Mutalisks with, and I'd like to start +2 pretty much as soon as we get the money. I'm going to quick save. We just survived another orange attack, so another one probably won't come for another, I don't know, 2 minutes? Maybe less. Okay. Waiting for Overlords. And we do have a lot of lurkers here. I'm comfortable with that. And what I could do is get just a couple colonies. Just a couple. Nah, I don't want to go overboard. I don't have a lot of money to spend right now. Okay, yes. Lurkers? Lurkers. Thank God. Do I have antenna? I think I need antenna. It's worth the spend right now. Now, I could go for the other bases too, but I don't think I'll need them with the gas and mineral income that we have over here. This is going to be our only main mining base, but there's a ton here. So as long as we stay alive over on this side, and we keep rotating with our Mutalisks, with this amount of lurkers, we realistically should not need... I mean, I will set up more defense down here too, just in case. Okay, now there's the income. This is still... I mean, there's some good minerals here, too. There's 4 patches, soon to be 3. Not bad. I'm just going to leave the Mutalisks up here for now. What I'd like to do is get a few drones up here to rebuild a couple spore colonies, because that's absolutely needed, I'd say. Let's go ahead and saturate this gas, because we will use it. Did I start I did start +2. I'm happy with this. Basically, once our Mutalisks are 3-3, I'll feel very, very confident to start moving out with them. I'm going to get one more colony here, and it's going to be a spore colony, just in case. Okay. This map, I think, is the hardest to really get a foothold. Like a solid foothold. It really is. Might be wrong about that, but it really feels that way. Just really, it's really tough. to get started. I mean, so is Omega. But I feel like to slay the beast, you have a little bit more of an opportunity. Ah, there's Scourge coming in now. Do we out-upgrade? No, they're 3-3. We are not. So we've got a... Our Mutalisk flock is hanging on here, but I didn't get my Spore colonies up in time. Also, the Devourers are tricky to deal with. Okay, is this depleted? It is. Spore colonies getting up. I'm going to go ahead and set up even more of them. No Guardians that wave, interestingly enough. We don't have to worry about... Guardians or Devourers in the opponent's Terran base. We just don't. So that's great. Okay, we're fully set up, I'd say, in where we need to be. I'm just going to keep setting up some extra Spore colonies up here, because this is our main threat. Making sure that this area stays defended from anti-air. And you know what? If we lose the Hydralisk Den, I've got another one. I will get Muscular Augments just in case. I'm going to start Flyer Carapace here very soon, because their Flyers are 3-3. And I have to rebuild the Mutalisks that I lost. Again, and I have to fly back and forth with them. I'm investing a lot in upgrades right now, and I think it's worth it because I can afford it right now. I'm expecting another Brown attack here very soon, so I might go ahead and pivot my Mutalisks down here just in case we need them. And here they come. Sunken Colonies, please help me against the Ultralisks. There we go. And I think... Well, we didn't really even lose that many Lurkers. We know we can move him back just a little bit. And where would we need a Spore Colony to... I guess right there. Say we would need a Spore Colony just to protect us. All right, pivot back up top. As long as we sit above Spore Colonies, my Mutalisks are probably a lot safer. Now we're stockpiling the minerals where we can start making Mutalisks. And in fact, we have so much gas stockpiled that every time we look, we should be able to make a few more Mutalisks pretty much every time. All right, you're going to be a Spore Colony. That's actually going to help block our Sunken Colonies. Might as well go ahead and get missile attacks. And you know what I say is, especially on when you have a choke point like this, don't be afraid to just overbuild the shit out of Lurkers. Clearly this is working. Clearly this type of defense works, so just overbuild those Lurkers. It really could not hurt. Okay, let's go ahead and get some Overlords. And I will make more Spore Colonies here. What it comes down to, I think, is really just delaying. So let's wait. Didn't I queue up more Mutalisks? Or are we waiting on them? Oh, they're down here. I never rallied them. Okay. Now we have more Mutalisks than we did before. Here comes the next attack. And we are able to attack on top of Spore Colonies. So they're going to help us get rid of the Mutalisks, even though we have Acid Spores on us. And we can get rid of the Guardians. Very good. Minimal losses. Minimal colony losses. And now we're pretty well defended everywhere as our mineral stockpile continues to grow. Just go ahead and get a bunch of Overlords. Does not hurt. We don't need these Zerglings over here right now. Or the Lurkers, actually. Because Brown theoretically won't be dropping on us over here. They're only going to go for our new base. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I feel a lot more confident this time around than I did when I played this the very, very, very first time. And in fact, once this is done, I can make this a Greater Spire if I so choose. Now, Irradiate. It's execution. We have to execute this very well. Otherwise, Irradiate will kill all of these Mutalisks. Alternatively, I have so much gas saved up, and I've got theoretical minerals coming in, that I could make a Guardian Devourer fleet. Which is tempting, especially at 3-3. And that won't be as challenging because those units don't clump as much when you're attacking. So, I think that might be okay. We're still going to have to keep pivoting back to make sure that the orange air attacks don't kill us. So that's why it's also tempting to just leave Mutalisks. Because Mutalisks, as I'm attacking white, can easily fly back and defend against those big orange attacks each time. And I can also just keep making... I could make Scourge. I could make all sorts of stuff here to defend. So, I do want to make sure that I have more than enough Mutalisks to complete this. 3-3's just about done, so let's just keep waiting for some cash. And Sunken Colonies seem to get rid of the Ultralisks pretty quick, leaving my Lurkers to just tear apart everything else. And they're not bringing Overlords... They're not bringing enough Overlords fast enough to stop me from killing everything with Lurkers before they can kill them. Normally, I'd leave the Lurkers just behind the colonies, but in this case, we don't have to. All right, More mutalisks. Very nice. Even more mutalisks. And I think with this round, we're going to go. I'll go ahead and turn this into a greater spire. I think, a couple guardians really couldn't hurt, especially because we can afford them. We've got... Oh, wow, and I've got all these mutalisks, too. It's because I don't have these rallied. And then we've got even more coming out. Yeah, I definitely have enough. Let's just wait for this group. And this group. I'm not sure what I've done here. What do I have selected and what don't I have selected? There we go. Okay, we got one big old ball of mutalisks. And all my hatcheries now, specifically because we're going to be making air units, we can rally to my mutalisks. And I suppose let's quick save and start going here. Just make more. Okay, this is perfect. I was actually sort of waiting. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to keep making excuses for delaying, but I did want to wait until Orange attacked us again, just to make sure we could kill them. With this amount of mutalisks, I'm pretty confident I could go and destroy the other Zerg bases, but I also don't want to risk losing everything, because if everything gets acid spored, my mutalisks are really gonna struggle finishing the job, as it were. Okay, let's just kill what's here, especially getting rid of all the missile turrets, so that as my rallying units won't get caught out by them. Really cannot hurt. Okay, we have even more, and we have enough money to pretty much max out on even more. Again, I'm getting rid of all of these outlying ones, because they will catch my units as they come in. Okay, and here we go. I gotta be really careful for a radiate, so let's quick save and be on the lookout. What I'm gonna do is basically kill that before it irradiates. Never mind, it still got me. Still got me. Let my units spread out a little bit so that they won't get as damaged by that. I have so many mutalisks that it almost doesn't matter. We only have to kill the scientists, just to point out. Only have to kill scientists. It also would probably be worth hitting the science vessels as a separate non-clumped group. Look at all these SCVs trying to save the science facility. I don't think they don't have any production here, so I don't think they can build any more. Doesn't hurt to get rid of this stuff, and we can just make more. Now we're short on gas, interestingly enough. My other geysers must be depleted. Get rid of all the anti-air along the way. Here's a lot of scientists. Here are the elite units. See, they have UED genetics engineers too for those medics. 70 health, pretty significant. I don't see another irradiate in this group, and I didn't see a bunch of mutalisks all explode at the same time. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Let's clump up down here. I want to kill all their elite units, to be honest. Okay, let's quick save now. Again, the worst could happen with irradiate, so I just want to be extra careful. Waiting for another orange air attack, which is going to force me to pull back, but hasn't happened yet. My units, I'm just trying to clump them up. Just so they can all die to one irradiate, you know? Very important to me. Okay, engineer. 9 left. Let's quick save. Alright, let's spread out here. Okay, I found the one that was irradiated pretty quick. So that's great. Those bunkers are chock full of those super good Marines, which concerns me. Oh my god, look how much damage the bounce does. Woo! That's great. Here comes Orange. I wonder if maybe we could finish the job in time. Almost definitely gonna have to back out, though. But I also can fly. I can fly back and forth with pretty much near impunity at this point, because there's no other defenses in this base. We've wiped them all out, and the UED won't rebuild anything. Just for my own peace of mind, I'll come back here real quick. We can kind of hunt around for the last single scientist. He could be anywhere. They wander around. But I think we've looked everywhere in this base for the most part. I probably just flew right by him at one point and missed him. Let's see, Brown coming to defend their allies. Okay. Not here. Brown and Orange are reinforcing those units that are there. There's one Devourer. Get him. Oh, single scientist, where might you be? Again, he's probably just wandering around somewhere that I've already flown over. Or I maybe forced him into one of the Zerg bases, which would be a real shame. There he is. Okay, we've done it. Tricky mission. It can be if you're not prepared to defend those outlying bases when you retake them. Because, as you saw, that big brown attack probably would have just wiped me out real quick. And I would have had to start from scratch, and I was running out of money. So it was very clutch that we took those bases when we did, and did not lose them, because if we had to rebuild them, we would have struggled. Defilers, cast Dark Swarm, what are you doing? You're just crawling in there. Getting roasted by fire bats. Save them, freed slave brood. I like how the freed Zerg there finished the job for us. Mastery Call cinematics, man. They're so good. Alright, we did very, very well that map, I think. Yeah, look at that, bringing the survival rate back up to 62% with almost a 5 kills deaths ratio. That was pretty good. 47 minutes. Could have been better, could have been worse. I don't know. I think, honestly, that strategy is consistent and can work every time for this map. You just have to be on top of those orange attacks, the orange air attacks, as long as you're prepared for those Guardians. And the fact that they come over to your island makes it very hard to defend with just Hydralisks, unless you're consistently Dark Swarming with Grooved Spines, I suppose. Otherwise, having to remake Scourge to take care of every single one of those attacks would get too expensive gas-wise. You'd never be able to ball up an army to either make a ground force to push through one of the Zerg bases or an air force like I had. Granted, I think I had way more Mutalisks than I necessarily needed. You can strategically snipe those scientists, probably. Also, I didn't lose a bunch to Irradiate. Woohoo, not this time. This has been Jay Barino. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time for To Slay the Beast. Bye now. Who am I kidding? It's not To Slay the Beast. It's some Protoss mission. But then, To Slay the Beast. That's going to be a doozy. All right, bye now.